Welcome to the third episode of HexGameAdventure series. You can grab the Unity project from GitHub. I will put the link down below in the description. Let's get started. So let's create the hex editor tile. First, let's hide the current object. Then, Shift+A and select a circle. Change vertices to 6. Now go to Edit mode. Make sure you have edge selection. Then E to extrude and then type 0.1. Now E to extrude again and then hit escape to create it in the same place. Then S to scale and type 0.9. And that will be our hex editor tile. Let's rotate it now. So RZ90. And then Ctrl A and click on rotation, so we'll reset the rotation to default. Let's add some shading to it. We will assign the previous created material to it, and we are ready to export. So rename it to something like Hex Editor and make sure it's selected in the hierarchy. Then go File, Export, FBX. Check Selected Objects. Change Apply Scaling to FBX Units Scale and then check Apply Transform. Then rename it to something like hexeditor.fbx and then browse your Unity projects and put it under Models folder. Okay, no more Blender for today. Let's jump to Unity. So I've added a feature after editing the last video for you guys, which allow you to modify the grid in edit mode. So if I change the width, for example, it will automatically update the grid. And the code behind is fairly simple. You just need to add Unity's onValidate function, which is triggered every time you change a variable value in the inspector. I created a function called clearHexes, which will destroy the actual hexes objects using destroy immediate, then clear the hexes list. In onValidate function, we will clear hexes, then create the grid again. And we are using the delay callback, which is triggered once all inspectors have been updated, and this prevents from generating errors. We need to do one more thing. So add a serialized field tag to the list of hexes so it can remember our hexes and we can clear them when needed. I don't want to show it in the inspector, so I'm gonna add hide inspector tag to the list. Here I'm just gonna rename hex grid to grid builder just for the sake of clarity. And that will automatically change the script's name and update Unity. Now let's replace the actual hex with the hex editor tile. So select the hex editor model, drag and drop it in the scene, and then drag and drop it in the prefabs folder. I've already created one, so I'm gonna replace it here. Now delete the model from the scene, select hex grid game object, and drag the new prefab to the hex prefab field. This will automatically update our grid with the new model, which is kinda cool. That will be it for this episode. See you in the next one. Stay safe and bye.